Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Dutchman and welcome back. Today we are doing more ship versus ship battles, and today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We are going to do a larger scale fleet engagement. Not that large though, we're going to start off small. In fact, we're going to start with 1 Providence and 3 Munificence frigates against 2 ISD-1s.
Cruiser reporting. Gunship
Now this is an interesting... I can't even see them. This is an interesting matchup, mostly because, well, we've got a bunch of smaller frigates, which have fairly high damage output, of course, even though the Munificents are quite papier-mâché in terms of health, against these Star Destroyers. Now luckily we do have a garrison of fighters, which we're gonna send forward immediately. Okay, so there we go. We do have to get in closer than that. The Star Destroyers have to be able to fire. For example, the torpedoes of the Providence are not going to be able to fire at these immediately. You guys can hit those. You can hit those. The Munificence and the Providence do actually have a fair amount of laser cannons to protect themselves from these fighters. Not that these fighters are going to do much anyway. They are simply anti-starfighter. What they can do is take down the heavy missile platforms, so we're going to have to protect those. The Star Destroyers are quite longer range. The Munificents have to get in closer, and they actually stop moving. That's not good. Again, they do have to actually get in close. Ideally, we have the Providence in the middle, so that it can actually fire both of its broadside weapons. Okay. So we're starting to lose these, that's unfortunate. The real power here is going to be the Providence. The Munificents are pretty much fire support. They are really not going to do a whole lot. I think they are currently in range. Just in case, I'm going to send them forward a little bit. A little update since the last time we did this. I've added icons for the CIS ships. As you can see, the droid starfighters now have icons as well as the ships. Let's see if we can... Did I not fix the... Okay, so now the torpedoes are visible again. It's also an issue I fixed. The torpedoes are now again visible. That should be... Oh, okay, they're already down. Get the hangars. Okay, well these are really... Okay, we already lost 1 Munificent. These can target these. Let's actually do this without the UI, I don't need it. Okay, so the Providence is in the middle. This is great. All of his weapons can now fire. Of course, these broadside ships are most effective if you get them in the middle of the fleet. Or at least in an angle where they can fire both. They don't have to be in the middle, but... It's a good thing that it is also tanking most of the damage, since the Munificents are, of course, the real damage dealers. This one's already lost the bridge. Still got its heavy ion or its heavy turbo laser in the front. That one doesn't. It's already lost that part of the ship. The fun part about the Munificent is, as you destroy more hard points on the ship, you will see the entire thing fall apart. Now the ion cannons are starting to go. But they do actually pack a reasonable amount of firepower. A few Munificents can easily take down a Venator. I think 2 is enough to take down a Venator, but 3 you really want to really close the deal, especially with its fighter garrison. Now we are taking a little bit of damage, and I think we've lost both torpedoes, so this ability is now useless. That's unfortunate. You can go in there. It's actually going a lot better than I thought. I most assuredly expected the Imperial-Is to win from this. Even though they're not directly mainline battleships, the Munificents are just so weak. They do have these large slabs of armor, but it's just not great. They do a very reasonable amount of damage though. Of course, the Munificent is a gun barge. It has a heavy turbo laser in front, which is located over here, and it's got quite a few heavy dual turbo lasers, as well as a heavy ion cannon here. The ion cannon is just for show, basically. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it's enough to get the job done in large numbers. Well shit, I may have had to set this up as an ISD-2, because damn, this actually went fairly well. We're not even... Ooh, probably gonna miss that. No? Yeah, we're gonna lose that. That's unfortunate.
We've lost our turbo lasers.
And there goes the torpedo bay, but that's okay. We still have our munificence,
Ready for battle.
which luckily they didn't focus fire. I bet that if they focus fire that, this would have gone very differently. Okay, so 1 Providence and 3 Munificence versus 2 ISD-1s. They actually win. Now let's try that from the other side, because I'm sure that this can go differently. So, Empire Rebellion. This doesn't really matter. I'm going to set it at hard, because I think it may change some of the AI priorities. I'm not sure. Another update I have made since the last couple of videos is I've changed the ISD-1 garrison yet again. People noted that it doesn't really have a lot of... let's target the heavy missile platforms, because those are painful. But yeah, as I said, people commented that are actually going to stay back here, because we have far longer range guns than
Engaging the enemy.
what they
Awaiting your
have.
command. We've got
They
them
need to
on
get in
scopes.
far closer, so we're just gonna stay out of range.
Your command, sir.
And
Targeting
activate
the maximum
that,
fire.
because our highest range guns do of course have the overcharge ability.
Those torpedo launchers must
Okay,
be
good.
destroyed.
But yeah, the fighter garrison has changed. They now spawn 1 additional TIE fighter squadron.
Reporting
No, you have to actually stay in range to fire. See, that's what we want. Both primary batteries firing instead of just 1. That's unfortunate. They do, of course, have the ability to fire forward with all of their weapons, but if they rotate into a shitty position, then of course that is no longer the case. Well, that was the heavy turbo laser. There goes the ion cannon. And a wing, and then the engines are left. Oh god, this is... That's what I'm saying, you don't want to send your munificence into the front. That's just bad life choice. Set these guys to hunt. The camera angle also, you will have noticed, is very different. Oh, yeah, target that one. I target shield generator, but that's not really necessary. That's the engines. If you destroy the engines first, then it loses the entire engine bay. You can start working on the Providence, and preferably the turbo, or the, not the turbo lasers, the missiles.
Orders, sir. Star Destroyer
Not
reporting
you.
in.
Course set.
Get those, if you will.
Yes, Commander.
I may have zoomed in the camera a little bit too much. I did not like the very extended zoom we had in the Lockerhulk versus ISD video. ISD2 that was. These are the ISD1s. Overcharge. Target the torpedoes, since those barrages do actually do quite a bit of damage. They're small torpedoes, they don't do as much as, for example, the MC-30s, and they can of course miss, they're unguided. But I do think that they are powerful enough to really make a difference.
Awaiting your command.
They can one-shot a hardpoint on the ISD, I think. Of course, if they miss, then not so much, but... It's a constant laser barrage. It has 2 laser cannon hardpoints on each side, 1 here and then 1 in the front. The front one's already been destroyed, and of course there's a 2 quad turbo laser batteries on the side of the ship. Now it's rotating into a position where I don't think it can actually... it can fire this. Can it fire the turbo lasers? Let's just target these just in case.
The laser cannons.
I don't think it can... No, it can't fire these. Which is good for us, of course.
The lasers are our target.
We're still taking quite a bit of damage, but they really sacrificed their munificence.
Our target
Needlessly.
priority is the laser cannons.
Okay, well...
Ready for command.
Where's the...
Reporting in.
Is that it? Oh shit, they targeted the hangars. No, it's... This thing still has hangars.
Standing by.
Okay, we'll go after these.
Received.
Of course, a single TIE fighter squadron is probably not going to take out the heavy missile platform squadron, but maybe if it gets behind it, it stands a chance. Let's just send 2 just to be sure. It's the most dangerous thing on the map anyway. I mean, the Providence at this point is pretty much neutralized. Again, if you're an Imperial player, then you really want to use your battleships at longer range. Imperial ships in the mod have higher range, but lower firepower in general because they fire slower. But the higher range really makes the Star Destroyers quite a formidable force, since they can start engaging well before the enemy gets into range. Mon Calamari cruisers in particular, with their lower range laser cannons, have quite a difficult matchup against Star Destroyers. Do we still have some laser cannons? Yeah, let's see. I think that... No, that's not a cannon. Right, we still have a couple of laser cannons on this thing, so we may be able to...
Open fire.
Oh, that was a turbo laser hit, I think. Some fighters can tank a turbo laser hit, not a lot of them, and most go down in 2 shots, but...
Copy. I copy.
Right, now let's hit these. That actually was very one-sided. We're going to do that again and then see if the AI maybe doesn't throw its units to their deaths. These battles are of course a great way for me to test what ships do and how the AI uses them. The Munificence you don't want to just throw forward. You ideally have something to tank the damage. They are of course the damage dealer.
Copy.
The reason I keep changing the ISD-1 garrison wait, is that a Munificence? Oh shit! We still have one left. Okay. I didn't even see that.
I got one.
But yeah, the reason I keep changing the ISD-1 fighter garrison is because all fighter squadrons in the mod come in groups of 6. There are 6 fighters per squadron, except for I think 3 squadrons. There's the TIE fighter, which comes in groups of 10. There is the Vulture droid, which also comes in groups of 10, and the heavy missile platform, which comes in groups of 3. Now, the ISD-1 spawns TIE fighters, but the ISD-2 spawns TIE interceptors. So what you get is, if you give it the same amount of squadrons, you actually get a significant amount more TIE fighters than that you would have interceptors on the ISD-2. So what I do is I try to balance it a little bit, because of course 10 TIE fighters still have pretty much the same firepower overall as 6 TIE interceptors. So I'm trying to kind of balance it so that when you move from the ISD-1 to 2, that you still get a little bit of an increase in fighter garrison firepower. So to do that I need to reduce the amount of squadrons that the ISD-1 spawns. Now I had it set to 2, which I think is just too few, so I now set it to 3 and we'll see how that works.
Awaiting your orders.
Well, that's about it. Okay. I'm going to cut this one short. I'm going to try it again, as I said, and then see if the AI reacts differently. I would like to see the AI handle their ships a little bit better, but it's of course something you're simply stuck with.
Awaiting your command.
Right, group 1.
Commander.
You guys can move forward. Again, target the heavy missile platforms. Heavy missile platforms, of course, are quite dangerous to both ships and fighters alike. They've got cluster missiles for larger ships, which if the entire barrage hits is quite devastating. They've got anti-starfighter missiles, the same ones that the tri-fighters carry. And they've got a whole bunch of laser cannons. They've got heavy laser cannons, medium laser cannons, light laser cannons, pretty much anything you could wish for. So they're actually quite dangerous. You do need quite a few squadrons to actually take them out. Now we are running quite a gauntlet of fire. The Munificence does have very, very close range laser cannons. But they are exceptionally close range. Like you really have to get, like that's about the max range it has. So the ships are already engaging. Let's see if we focus the Providence, what happens. Not sure. We'll see. Now these are running, which means that the next squadrons will be spawning. Yeah, there we see the anti-fighter missiles.
Roger that.
Activate the overcharge. I'm not going to intentionally weaken my fleet by not using the abilities.
Ready for command, sir.
And those were the tri-fighters.
Open fire.
Droid tri-fighters, of course, exceptionally
Destroyer here.
good interceptors. They're very small, they present a very small target, but they do have a, I think it's a medium laser cannon, as well as, of course, the 3 missiles that it fires. The missiles don't do that much damage, but en masse they're still effective.
Where'd he go? Nowhere to run.
Yeah. TIE fighters, of course, just go down in a few missiles,
Attacking target.
because they are just bad.
I copy.
I'm gonna move this guy forward, and I may also zoom out the camera a little bit again. I didn't like the very high zoom we had, but this is just not. This is not high enough. I'm not actually sure what it's firing at. I think it was firing over the ship. It's of course not what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. Now you can start targeting this one.
Fire at will.
Yeah, it's actually targeting the fighters. That's interesting. I'll have to have a look at the targeting priorities of the ship. Maybe it's at the fighter or something. It's supposed to be set at frigate. But in the absence of a frigate, which of course we don't have over here, it will try to target something else. Maybe that is fighters. Which would actually be kind of bad. Yeah. And these weapon banks do have quite a significant amount of health, so that they're going down quite quickly is just proof that the Munificent does actually have a pretty good amount of firepower. It's just so weak. It goes down so quickly. So of course by design, it should.
Awaiting your command.
Overcharge, main batteries fire quickly.
Your command.
That ability is so useful. That's really what makes Star Destroyers as powerful as they are. And of course the durability. Well, I think we did it again. That was quite one-sided. That was actually really one-sided. May have to play around with the balance a little bit. Maybe give the Munificent some higher range. Maybe that would balance it out. That way they don't have to come in so close. And of course, every time it has to get closer to fire, then that's a distance that other ships have time to fire at it. So it takes more damage in the meanwhile. I'll probably increase the range of the main batteries of the Munificent. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. On the other side, we're gonna switch it up again because I want to see if we can get a just as one-sided result on the other side. If we can, then that means it's reasonably balanced, and it's just up to micro of how the player uses the ship. But
Reporting in. Ready for duty. Full speed ahead.
Roger
that.
Actually, you guys can
Form up.
stay
Moving into
relatively
position.
close to where you are
Be there
now.
shortly.
I
Right away.
primarily want the
Awaiting orders.
Munificent or the Providence
Copy.
forward.
I copy. Reporting.
Okay.
Roger.
Ouch.
Destroying the shield generator.
I don't think one
Destroyed our
squadron
fire
is enough to take out one.
Awaiting
Yeah, see, they
instruction.
can't even fire. I don't think one heavy missile platform squadron is enough to take out the shield generator hardpoint,
Yes,
so
Commander.
oof. Are we firing to? Yeah, we're
Targeting
firing.
at
Okay.
maximum firepower. Fire on their shield generator.
That's an entire barrage
Direct full
away.
fire on the shield generator.
It can. It's not in range on this side yet, so that's fortunate. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna move the Munificence forward while the Providence is tanking the damage.
Ready.
You guys can hunt. You can too.
Cruiser reporting. Attacking target.
Okay, so this thing is now completely into range of its weapons, and you'll see that it's actually got quite a heavy amount of damage output, especially for its size. I mean, dual turbo lasers are the same ones that the Venator main batteries fire, and these fires them a lot faster. So as you can see, it's still a powerful ship. It's just you need to use it in mass because they go down so quickly that you really need to overwhelm the enemy fast before they can start taking out your frigates, because they will go down very quickly.
Are down. All out.
However, in combination with a tankier ship such as the Providence, which is fairly tanky, you can get some good results out of it.
Weapons ready. Let's go.
It does of course have the heavy turbo laser in front. It's not the primary damage dealer, but it does have a significant amount higher range than the dual turbo laser. So, wow.
At your command.
You know what? Maybe it wasn't so imbalanced.
Ready for battle.
Maybe it is just micro and not turning your Star Destroyer blind spot directly towards the fleet, because that's just fucking stupid. Do we even have torpedoes left? No.
Ready for duty. Roger that.
2 Munificents taken out in ISD. You've never seen this before. But I guarantee you this is just because they turned around. This is just so dumb. It's good that the ISDs try to stay out of range of the enemy, but they shouldn't turn around. That's just, they should stand and fight. Maybe I can code that. I'm not sure. I'll try. Let's do that not soon then.
Our turbo laser battery.
And even then it takes such a long time to actually take these out.
Form up.
Like, damn.
Fire at will.
Star Destroyers are just tanky.
Awaiting
And we are
orders.
completely losing this, so that means that the Munificents are up next. Good thing, well, pretty much all of its weapons on this side are gone.
Attacking.
This thing is just almost dead in general.
Targeting.
Of course, ISDs do have all their untargetable turrets. There are quite a few. Smaller turrets spread around the ship. But they are not as relevant as the main batteries, or for example the side of the superstructure, simply because those are the ones affected by the barrage ability.
I copy.
I think I called it overcharge. Overcharge? I think it's called overcharge primary battery. Very useful. Okay, so that was actually relatively one-sided as well. We did lose the Providence, but that is of course to be expected. I will be doing a video of this with ISD-2s and with a couple more CIS ships to make it more fair. And then see how that works. See if the octuple batteries and their barrage really manages to swing the battle. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time in the next video. Bye-bye.